We know that Angela Merkel, we knew before that Angela Merkel will be the next Chancellor, and now it seems pretty obvious. What we don't know if it will be with the Grand Coalition or with the FDP, the Free Democrat. You have to keep in mind that the Free Democrat, the previous election did surprise on the upside. I think at that time they're double what people expect. They have to pull the same trick again this time because, everything under 5% will, make sure that Angela Merkel will have to go through a Grand Coalition.
What are the implications for the bond market? Because German yields have stayed roughly a percentage point lower than UK yields and US yields. Jana, how important is the next week in determining the projection of the narrowing or the lengthening of the spread between those two forces?
A Grand Coalition is usually seen as being more pro peripheral Europe. So the consequences could be that the narrowing of the spread between the T-bond and the Bund, so a higher Bund rate, and maybe a bit, the spread being lowered for Italy or Spain or Portugal. That could be the first consequences of a Grand Coalition. It's very important for Germany because they still have some, domestic political issue, but obviously it's very important for Europe. We have today the people of the Troika visiting Portugal in order to assess how the country is progressing. There's still a lot of things that need to be doing in Europe, and we see today that Obama is going back into the domestic agenda. After the German election, Angela Merkel will have to move back into the European agenda because there's plenty of things to do in Greece, in Portugal.
That's right.
In terms of banking regulation and banking union.
How significant was it that the 10-year yield in Spain dipped below the Italian 10-year yield last week, Nana? Yannick, what's the significance of that for bond investors?
I think it's pretty important. We have seen quite a lot of good news from Spain recently. The trade balance has been getting better and better. The cost of labor has been improving, and we have seen last week the last piece of the jigsaw, which was in fact that the house price was down 0.8% quarter to quarter, but it was the best result in 10 quarters. So if we see a stabilization of the real estate market in Spain, we could have the fundamental for the economy to recover again.
What do we buy then? You're a bond man, Yannick.
Well, I think given the result of the election in Bavaria, there is a slightly higher chance for a Grand Coalition, and therefore peripheral European countries should do better. So it means Portugal, Spain and Italy.
Okay.